Welcome back, guys, and I gotta tell you, I have a real problem. I am addicted to buying cheap Harleys, specifically Sportsters, in the last 6 months. So, got a call yesterday about another cheap Sportster. It's got a title, it's been sitting for about 8 years, so let's take a little ride. It's only 10 minutes from my house, so how could we not? We're gonna check it out and see if we can get this thing bought. Another cheap Sportster. Let's go. Well, Wes made a pretty good point. Out here in the sun, she's awfully crusty. But, you know, cheap Sportster stuff. It's still good. Still good. What do you think, Wes? You think this one's going to run?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They always do.
Always do. We'll just, you know, see how much pain we're going to go through first. All right, guys, so quick and dirty, we hooked up the jump box to it, and we'll see if it'll turn over / start. And the trip, 1,835 miles.
25.
All right, take 31. The starting, oh, that one I think was mine.
No, this one was mine. Yours is over there.
Where is mine? Oh, I took a drink out of it. Oh, we're gay now. Well, boys, she's definitely going to need a carb clean, but my goodness, not too bad. She's idling without the choke on. That's pretty rad. Sort of, kind of. All right, guys, YouTube magic. It's tomorrow. I totally ran out of time yesterday. Basically, we had just enough time to go scoop this thing up, and then we spent about 20 minutes getting it running. Honestly, this one came to life pretty darn easy. I was really happy with that. Obviously, it still needs a ton of stuff, but the first thing that it needs is a bath, because I want to see what we're working with here. The corrosion on this bike is pretty bad, so to make it like a fully nice, pretty bike would cost a pretty penny. But it is still a good bike. The DMV fees, I haven't confirmed, but shouldn't be too bad on this one. And if you remember on the last one, that's one of the reasons that I got it so cheap, is because it had like over $1,000 to get the registration straight. This one supposedly is only gonna be around $300. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna do that within the next couple days. But you know, like I said, let's give it a bath, see what we're working with, and then kind of make a parts list and see what we want to do with this one. I don't think I want to part this bike out because it has less than 2,000 original miles. I had no idea when I bought it how many miles it was going to have on it. Backstory on this one is I got a call from a dude. The bike actually belongs to his dad, but long story short, his uncle bought this thing brand new, only rode it for a couple years. It sat for a couple years. His dad rode it for a couple years, and then they stuck it in the barn. And there's like a moving situation or whatever. Needed it out of there like ASAP. And everything was unknowns. So when I say unknowns, it was unknown mileage, unknown exact DMV fees. They know that he stopped paying the registration like a couple years ago. And everything else, like as far as what the bike needs and all that, was unknown. So for an as is, I'm gonna buy the thing today, $500. And short window of time, jumped in the truck, went and got it. So we got ourselves a $500 Sportster here. And yeah, let's see what we can do with this thing. All right, let's take a close look at this thing before I fully start cleaning it here. You can see she's pretty bad, especially those rocker covers. My God. And basically, I'm going to give it a overall clean, not a full detail. To really clean this bike up, it kind of has to be taken apart, partially at least. Normally, I wouldn't use anything like this on a motorcycle, but my God, I think we're going to be okay. Well, so far, this thing is cleaning up actually better than I expected, and that is always good. But before it dries, and while we still have everything out, we're gonna bust out the steel wool and a little Coca-Cola or WD-40 and see what we can do on this, on the rust. See if we can clean that up. This is pretty bad. I don't know if that's gonna come back, but let's give it the old try, huh? But how about the 100th anniversary Sporty? Love it. The engine cleaned up pretty good on this side too. Pretty impressive for just the degreaser and hose off. So for this, we're just using some steel wool 00, a little bit of good old-fashioned Coca-Cola. Now, this is kind of a long process to do the whole bike, so I don't know if we're going to do the whole bike today, but I just wanted to see what some of the parts are going to look like cleaned up. The pitting's pretty deep on some of this stuff, which the bigger stuff, if we take it off, we can, the aluminum stuff that's not chrome, we can vapor blast. I might have another one of these exhausts laying around. I've thrown 100 of them away. Yeah, that cleaned it up pretty good though. Yeah, I think that'll clean up pretty good. Let's try the handlebar, see what that does. It's not perfect by any means, but it's gonna clean up pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that'll clean up pretty decent. Like I said, it's never gonna be perfect without going insane. Well, I washed the bike over there and there's still some sunlight, so I rolled it over here in the shadows because it was just looking too good in the sunlight. But honestly, I don't know, it looks pretty good in the shadows too. So, of course, I hit it with some SC1, so the black is just popping. But the tins look really good. There's a little bit of missing paint on the logo, nothing crazy. I can touch that up. This is definitely going to be a rider bike because, you know, it does have, even though I hit it with the old steel wool, there's some deep pitting in here that's not going to go away. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to have to do a bunch of mechanical stuff on this. These tires are original from 2003, not something you want to be ripping around on. Like I said before, this thing only has 1,800 miles on it, and she was real crusty, still a little crusty. Did the best that I could in a short amount of time. Like I said, the big stuff isn't going to go away. Just really, you know, how much do we want to nerd out on this thing? I don't know. Having a lot of fun, though. These dudes could care less. They could care less about the motorcycles, just playing all the time. And if you've been a long time subscriber, old Uno here, he's about 9 years old. He just had his birthday the other day. So, and then Opie's the new guy. He just turned 1. But man, they sure do have a lot of fun out here. My goodness, it is Sportster summer for sure. Like I said, I am addicted to buying cheap Harleys. You can't go wrong with a $500 barn find. And the fact that we got it running and this one might be savable is even icing on the cake. I'm gonna hit the DMV this week. I'm gonna do the title work. So stay tuned if you happen to be new. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, because once I get the title and catch up on the projects I'm already working on, which is the real holdup, I will get onto this one. Speaking of projects that I'm working on, like 2 videos ago, we did another barn find Sportster that I got for 400 bucks, and I went a little different direction on that one, and I'm making a long form video on that, little how-to on how to make money on what some people would consider a junk old motorcycle. And if you see the table behind me, that's a little bit on how. So, and we might even do some of that stuff with this one. Who knows? This thing has the most desirable wheels as far as mags for the Hot Boy Dyna FXR setup. These 13 spokes with the polished outsides, they bring the good monies. So we'll see what we do with this thing. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.